All right, so this class is a body weight class geared toward beginners. We're going to do a few different warm-up exercises followed by a couple circuits of body weight exercises, ending off with a stretch. So for this, you don't need any equipment other than you may want a mat on the floor or you may want a chair to sit in. We're going to start by doing a little bit of a warm-up exercise. We're going to start by loosening up our hips. So what we're going to do is we're going to have our individual on the floor bring both legs up into the air, and we're just going to alternate up and down to the ground 10 times. For the person sitting, we're just going to reach down. So we're just going to go reach as 1 and back. And we're going to do 10 times. We're going to do 5 on each side. So that's 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then switching to the other side, we got 5 more. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Perfect. For our individual on the mat, we're going to roll over onto our side. We're going to do what we call an open book. So we're going to bring the knees up to the hips, and we're going to rotate our upper body over. For the person in the chair, we're just going to rotate our upper body to one side. So we're going to do 5 times to each side. So nice big breath in, breath out, and rotate. And back is 1. Same thing. 2, and back. 3, person on the ground, you're just trying to rotate your hand all the way across. And if you're in the chair, you're rotating your body all the way. So that's 5. We're going to switch and do 5 on the other side. Just to give you a different view, we're going to go breath in, breath out, and rotate is 1. Back. 2, 3, 4, and last one, 5. Good. If you're on a mat, you're going to come up onto one knee. We're going to do a stretch of the hip flexor muscles. So if you're in the chair, you're going to turn to the side. We're going to bring the knee down, sit nice and tall. We're just going to do a nice slow count to 10. For this one, we want to get a stretch from that hip down the leg. You may feel it lower in the leg. You may feel it in the hip. Either or is going to be fine. Nice, easy breathing. Perfect. Gently relax and switch sides. So again, chair, you're bringing the knee down below the hip. If you're kneeling, your knees on the ground. Either way, we're trying to get nice and tall from your ear all the way down to your knees. See if you can get a straight line. If you're a little tight, that's okay. Just try your best to bring that knee back. Good. And relax there. Very nice. If you're comfortable kneeling, we're going to have you down into an all-4s position, so hands and knees. If you're not comfortable kneeling, we'll do it standing. We're just going to work out the hips. So we're just going to do gentle rocking back and forth, pushing the hips toward the ankles, and we'll do a march if you're standing. So bringing up and down, and we're going to go 10 times. Again, if you're on the ground, you're doing about 10 rocks back and forth, just trying to push your hips all the way back to your heels. If you're marching, we're just going to try to do about 10 on each leg. Again, we're trying to stay tall. I'll go from the side so you can see, but we're staying tall as we bring those knees up. If we're pushing the hips back, we're trying to keep that back nice and straight as the hips go back. Perfect. We're going to stand up, and last but not least, this one's going to be similar. You can use a chair if you need some balance. We're going to get our feet nice and wide, and all we're going to do is we're going to gently go side to side, pushing the hips to one side, pause, and then to the other. So you're going as low as you can, trying to keep those hips low. Feel that weight transfer onto one leg. We're going to do 5 to each side. That's 2, 3, to the right, and left is 4, and 1 more on each. 1 and 2. Very nice. Good. So now we should feel a little loose and warmed up. We're going to go into 3 of our circuits. Our first circuit is going to be an exercise for the core and for the hips. Both are done on the ground. Again, use a mat if you need. If you're comfortable without the mat, that's fine as well, but we're going to start lying down on the floor. What we're going to do is we're going to have Darren demonstrate a little bit of a tougher version. while I myself demonstrate a little bit of an easier version. So level 1 and level 2. So we'll start lying on the mat. Our first exercise, or our first circuit, I should say, is 2 exercises. We have what's called a dead bug, which is a core exercise, and a bridge. So I'm going to demo level 1 while Darren demonstrates level 2. We're going to do 10 reps of each exercise and then rest. So we're going to start lying on the ground. What we're going to do, Darren's going to lift his feet up in the air. I'm going to keep one flat. We're each going to extend one leg out as far as we can and back. So we're going to do 5 on each side. You can alternate. You can do 5 in a row on one side as we touch feet. Whoops. You can high five your feet with your partner. All right. You should feel that stomach muscles have to tighten up as the leg goes out. We're going to do 1 more. And that's 5. Now, starting in the same position with the feet flat, we're going to lift our hips up into the air. I'm going to do level 1. Darren's going to demonstrate level 2, where he adds a heel lift up and down. Again, and then all the way back down. We're going to do 10 times. So we're going to push up, pause, and back down. Again, 10 times. Level 1 is me, and I'm just pushing up and pausing at the top. Darren is demonstrating level 2, where he's adding a little bit of a heel lift at the top. That's 6, 7, 8, 9, and last one, push up and down, is 10. And rest. You can sit up for a moment if you need to. So again, that's our circuit. We're going to go through that circuit 2 times. Again, you can follow along with whatever level you feel is best for you. Our goal is to do no rest in between the 2 exercises. It just helps keep our breathing up a bit and provides a little bit of a better challenge. And then we're going to, again, take a rest now. We're going to do this series of 2 exercises 1 more time, and then we'll move on to a new set. So we're going to do the same thing. So again, we're going to get in our starting position. I'll remain at level 1. Darren will remain at level 2. So again, starting position, we're doing 5 on each side. Let's go here. So we're extending out is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Again, 5 again. As that leg goes out, you're having to keep your belly tight. Don't let that back arch. If you feel your back arching, you'll have to stay a little bit tighter in those stomach muscles. So we got 1 more time. And relax. Good. Same starting position, feet flat on the ground, back to the bridge. We're going up for 1 and back down. Again, if you're doing level 1, you're just doing a pause at the top. If you're performing level 2, you're going to want that heel lift at the top. That's 3. We're going for 10. 4, 5, 6, and down, 7, 8, 2 more, 9, with that nice pause at the top, and 10, and relax. Again, we'll sit up. So that is circuit number 1. Again, we have 2 exercises focusing on the core and the hip muscles. We're going to move on now to another set of exercises. We have 2 options, again, level 1 and level 2. I'm going to bring in a chair. These exercises are some more of the core muscles as well as some back muscles. So again, Darren will demonstrate a little bit of a tougher version, and I'll demonstrate a little bit of an easier version. First one is called a bird dog. We're going to get on the hands and knees if we're on the ground, and Darren will demonstrate 1 for us. What we're going to be doing is lifting the opposite arm and leg and coming back down. We're trying to balance as we do so. So that's a demo of each side. If you're uncomfortable kneeling on the ground, you're going to grab a chair. We're just going to have 1 foot on the ground, 1 hand on the chair. This knee can lightly rest on the chair, but we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go arm and leg out and back. So we're only using 2 hands to balance. Always important to make sure you have a sturdy chair while you do this one. We're going to do 5 on each side and then switch. Okay, so Darren and I can start here. So we're going to go 5 times. Let's extend out. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now Darren's going to just switch to the other side. I'm going to turn around so you can see this one a little bit better, but same thing. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. I'm going to grab a seat and Darren's going to stand up. We're going to go from the side, Darren, so they can see. We're going to do a back exercise. So Darren's going to hinge over, pushing his hips back. I'm just going to lean over in my chair. Again, I'll go from the side so you can see. We're going to bring our arms out to the sides in a letter T, back down, and then making a letter Y. We're going to keep going 10 times, 5 of each. T, and then a letter Y. So we want the arms out to the side. That's the T. And then the Y is the arms going slightly overhead. We're going 4, and 4, 5, and 5. And relax. Good. So those are, again, a few exercises. We're going to give ourselves a break again. No rest in between the exercises. Keeps the heart rate up. Again, makes us work a little bit. But at the same time, we want to make sure we can perform them well and efficiently. So we give ourselves about a minute of rest before we continue on. Again, same idea. We're going to do those same exercises 2 more times. If you like, you can switch and try the easier or lower level, easier or the harder level, depending on how it went for you the first time. All right. So we're going to start with that bird dog again, and I'll just give a slightly different view for this one. We got our minute rest. So we'll get our starting position, hands and knees. We're going to do, again, 5 on each side. So starting now, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And again, we'll switch sides. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Perfect. Right into our hinge exercise. Again, I'll give a different view for this one. So Darren's going to hinge back, pushing his hips back, back straight. I'm leaning forward in my chair. Letter T, arms out to the sides. Letter Y, arms up. There's 2, and 2, 3, and 3, 4, 4, last one, 5, and 5. And relax. Very nice. So that's 2 circuits done. While we rest, I'll explain our 3rd and final circuit. So we've done some exercises for the core and for the hips. We're going to add another one for the legs, and we're going to add one for the upper body, and again, a final core one. So this circuit's going to have 3 exercises. We're going to do 3 different, again, exercises of each varying difficulty. We'll have a level 1 and a level 2. Our first exercise is going to be what's called a sit to stand or a squat. So if we give one quick demo for each exercise, I'm going to be going up and down in the chair, and Darren's going to be just performing the exercise with no assistance. We're just going to be standing up, and then we're going to go down. When I go down, I'm going to the chair. Darren is just going to about knee height and back up. And 2. That's our first exercise. Our second exercise we're going to do is called a, what are we doing here? We're doing a plank. So Darren's going to plank on the ground. So plank is a static exercise. I'm going to use my sturdy chair, and I'm going to plank on the chair. That's going to be number 2, and we're just going to hold that position. And our 3rd and final exercise is going to still be on the ground, Darren, so right back down. And what we're going to do is what's called a mountain climber. So we're just going to now be in a position where we can actually come up onto our wrists there, Darren. Yep, perfect. So from there, we're just going to lift the feet up and down, up and down. Okay, so that's going to be our 3rd exercise. So again, you can follow along with your choice of what works for you. we're going to do, again, all 3 exercises, no rest in between, and do 2 circuits. So I'm going to go from the side for our sit to stand, and Darren can face the camera to give a different view here. So what we're going to do is, I'll start from the standing position as well. So we're going to try 10 times. So we're going to go low, touch, and up. So again, I'm touching the chair at the bottom. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, one more time, 10. Very nice, good. So Darren's doing the tougher version of the plank, so he's going to go down onto the floor. I'm going to use my chair, and I actually have 2 versions. I can go from the seat, or I can even use the backrest of the chair here. So I'll demo one on this round and another on the other. So going from the back here, we're going to get into our position. We're just going to get tall. We're going to try to do a nice count to 10. What Darren's trying to do is make sure his hips don't sag down to the floor. His belly stays tight, and I'm just trying to keep that straight line in a little bit of an easier position. And rest. Gently go down to the floor. Again, a little bit of a tough version there. So now we're just doing the same exercise with a little bit of a tougher core challenge. Darren is going to get into that now hands position. I'm going to go here, and we're just going to gently lift the leg up and down. 1, 2. As the leg comes up, you're going to feel yourself want to try to shift in the hips, and in the core, you're trying to make sure you don't do that. That's 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, and 5. And relax. Take a moment. We'll take our minute rest. So there you've done your first circuit. Again, you should kind of have an idea now of which exercise is going to be easy, which one is hard. If you think you need to, you can try the other level now, or you can, again, do this another time and try the other level. Also a good time for a drink of water between sets as well. We'll take our 30 more seconds here, Darren, and then we'll do our final set of this circuit. Once we've done this one, we'll have completed our 3 circuits, and we'll finish up with a nice, easy stretch. All right? So we can get into our probable starting positions here during this final little bit of rest. Again, I'm going to give a little bit of a different view, and maybe Darren can go from the side this time so we can kind of get that, that different viewpoint. So again, I'm level 1 through this. Darren is level 2. We'll start in a standing position, Wes. All right, and nice and tall. Again, Darren's going from his hips to about his knees. I'm tapping the chair and back up. That's 1. If I need to, I can completely rest on that chair. That would be even a little bit of a more simple version as we do 4 here. Otherwise, I can just tap that chair and come back up. 6, 7, 8, try to come back nice and tall at the top. 9, really tall, and 10. Very nice, good. Darren will get into his plank position of a 10-second hold. I'm going to get into my plank position on this chair of the rest. So here we go, we're getting to nice and tall. Make sure those hips don't fall to the ground. We're just doing a nice 10 seconds in our heads. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and rest. Perfect. So again, Darren's now just going to bring from the forearms to the hands position. Again, I can do the same. Again, easy. This will be a little bit easier, but I'm going to demo this one. And we're just adding that instability. So we're going to do 10 leg lifts, just coming up and up. Good. 2 and 2. Right? We're working hard to make sure we don't shift those hips. That's 3, 4, 4, 5, and 5. And rest. So there you go. That's 3 different circuits. We've completed about 7 exercises. We got a lot of work on our core, our hips, our upper body, lower body. Kind of a nice comprehensive program to follow along to. We're going to finish up with a stretch. So So what we'll do is we'll have Darren again demo some exercises on the mat if you're comfortable up and down off the ground. And what I'll do is I'll demo some exercises sitting on the chair. Let's start with the hamstring stretch to start. So Darren's just going to put one leg in, one foot out. I'm going to put one leg bent, one leg straight. And we're both just going to lean forward, reach for that foot. We're going to do a nice count to 15. When we're doing our final stretches, it's natural to kind of have our heart rate up, our breathing rate up a bit, but we want to slow that down. Nice breaths in and out. Good. Rest and switch sides. Lean forward. And again, nice breath in, nice breath out. And we're just holding that position. Good. And rest. So we're going to do the next one. Darren's going to put his legs out a little bit to the side. What he's going to do is he's going to reach over his head for one side there. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to reach down to the ground with one side and reach over with the other. So we're getting some of the muscles of the torso on the sides there. We're just really reaching that arm that's going above our head across our body. And we're going to be doing, again, nice easy holds, nice easy breathing. We're going for about 15 to 20 seconds. And then we're going to relax and switch sides. So again, Darren will reach for his opposite side. I'll reach to the opposite side as well. Good. And relax. So Darren's going to roll over onto his side and he's going to do a quadricep stretch, and I'm going to demo this one from the chair. He's going to pull his top leg back and gently pull the leg back to stretch the front of the leg. What I'm going to do is just bring that knee down, again, just like before. So this version Darren's doing is just a slightly different one from what we did in our warm-up. Myself in the chair, it's pretty similar. You may feel this in the front of the thigh or in the hip. Either or is going to be completely normal. Let's take one more breath in and out, and then we're going to relax, and then we're going to switch sides. Good. Again, nice breaths in and out. Good. And relax. So the next ones Darren can just do in a sitting position. We're going to put the hands on the hips or low back. Just gently bring the elbows together. As the elbows come together, you're going to feel a nice stretch through the front of the chest. Again, we're doing our nice, easy breathing. What we're trying to do with all these stretches is just stretch those muscles that we worked on during our exercises. One more breath in and out. And relax. And let's finish up by putting the hands in front, reaching forward, tuck the chin down. And this is just going to stretch some of the muscles around the shoulder blades and upper back that got some work today. And relax. Very nice. And there you go. So that was our body weight class. Required no equipment at all. And we got some strength work, some stretching work, and some flexibility work. Thanks for joining us, and we hope to see you again.